Hi, this is Edward Troxel. In this tutorial we're going to continue where we left off on the previous one, and we're going to set the project properties and see how far we can get in processing this XML file. So let's take a look again and see where we started and where we're headed. So in the last tutorial we went through this process import file, we went through the sequence, media, video or audio, format, and then if it's format we were going to set the project properties. If it was track, then we were looking for clip item, and then we were going to process that particular clip. So let's now look at the set project properties. For the set project properties, we're passing in an XML element, which I just called root again to get us back to a root value. And this was from child 4 above up here. So this was in the format section. So this is this section right here, which contains this information right here. So we're going to go through sample characteristics, rate, time base, and so forth. For each XML element child in roots, I'm looking for sample characteristics. If I find that, then I'm going to go through each of the children of that child. In this case, I'm looking for rate. And then if I find rate, I'm going to go through all the children in that one, and I'm looking for one that is named time base. So we found sample characteristics, rate, and then time base, and now I need to get this number right here. To get this number right here, I'm going to convert this to a double because the Vegas frame rate is a double. And to get this value, I'm going to get the child 3, which is the element I'm looking at. So child 3 dot enter text. That will give me that 60, and we will set myvegas.project.video.framerate equals to that 60. So if it was rate, we do this. If it is width, notice rate and width and height are all at the same level. So if the value equals width, then I'm going to set myvegas.project.video.width equals, and this is an integer, so I'm going to convert this to an integer. Once again, child2.enterText. Since we're at this level now, it's child2. And then if child2.name equals height, then I'm going to set the video height equal to child2.enterText. And so that will set my width to 2560 and my height to 1440. Then if we come back up here, that finishes this. And now, if we find clip item, we are going to process the clip item. Here's where we process the clip item. So I need a start frame, which I'm initially going to set to 0, an end frame, in frame, and an out frame, and then the master clip ID. Technically we're not using the master clip ID, but if we set it up so that it would process multiple files, then we would certainly need to be looking at that. I passed it an XML element and the media type. So for each child in this XML element, I'm going to get the name, and you notice I've been doing all of these to lower, and then all of my names here have always been lowercase. Technically, if you look at the XML file, they're all lowercase anyway, but just in case, it's nice to just convert them all to lower, and then you don't have to worry about it. So I'm going to do a switch here based on the name that I just pull in. So if it's a master clip ID, then I just get the master clip ID, which is a string, is the child.enterText. So as we come down here, we have our clip item. Here's our master clip ID. That will put master clip -2 into this variable. Once again, we're not using this one in this one, but if we were setting it up so that it processed multiple files, then we would have to use this. Then we're going to look for start, and we're going to set our start frame and convert it to double from the enter text. So our start, the first time we're going to get 0. End, we're going to get 27, so our end frame will be 27. Then we have our in frame and our out frame, looking for in and out. So So our in is going to be 24, our out is going to be 51. And then we're looking for file. If we find file, then we're going to have to look at children again. So we're going to look at each XML element inside of child, which I just called child 2. And then inside here, we've got a name. And then we have a path URL. This is what we need. We need this path right here. So we're going to set our clip item path equal to child2.enterText. Then once we're done with the switch, we've got our default here and our break. Then when our for each is done, after we've gone through everything in clip item. So here's our clip item 1. We've gone through this, we've gone through all of this, we've gone through all the file. And we've come to here. Then we are going to add a clip to the timeline. And so every time we get to slash clip item, which is going to be the end of going through all the children, we're going to add the clip to the timeline. So this is the file that we're going to add. This is where on the timeline we're going to start adding it. This is where we're going to quit adding it. This is where from the file, inside the file, we're going to start and end. And then this is the media type. So now here's the add clip to timeline routine. First of all, media equals new media file name. So we're going to open this file right here. Then we're going to do the exact same thing, whether it's video or audio, except we have to add to the video track and pull in the video stream versus pulling in an audio track to an audio stream. So if it's video, our media stream is going to get media.streams.getItem by type media type.video, 0, the first video stream. If it's audio, then the stream is going to get media by type, media type.audio, and the first audio stream. For the video event, we're going to create a video event. For the audio event, we're going to create an audio event. But everything is exactly the same. It's going to be a new event with the timecode.fromFrames, and this will be the start frame plus the base start position. Then the length is going to be our timecode.fromFrames, the end frame, minus the start frame. So if the start position was, in this first case, our start position was 0 and our ending position was 27, our length is actually 27 minus 0. And down here, our start is 27, our end is 65, our length is 65 minus 27. So this gets us a new video event of the proper length. Then we're going to add the new event. So if it's a video event, we add it to the video track. If it's an audio event, we add it to the audio track. Now we're going to set up a new take from the stream, and we're going to add that new take to either the video event or the audio event. And then here's the tricky part. We want to change the offset of the take equal to our in frame. So that will pull us to the section of the clip that we actually want to import. Now that we have all the imports done, all the processing done, let's see how it actually runs. So now we can run the script and pick one of these files. I'll just pick this one here. And we can see that this is what was imported from this one file. Of course, the goal was to be able to import multiple files. So we run it again. And this time, let's pick a bunch of files. And now you can see that all of these were imported back to back. So like I said, it's sort of a brute force method of going through the XML file to pull out just the few pieces we need. It's not properly processing the entire XML file. Like I said, if it referenced multiple source files, we're not processing multiple source files. So that's one restriction of this. Naturally, it could be modified to do a proper full import, but in this case, I decided it was simpler just to go through and add a couple little restrictions just to get it working quickly. So I hope you found this useful. I hope you found how going through an XML file really isn't all that complicated. There's a whole lot more to processing XML files than this list. This just simply shows you how to go through all the children for each item that's in the list and how to pull the information from those children. So, hope you found this useful. Let me know what you'd like to see in the future. Like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next tutorial. Please sign up at www.JETDV.com and subscribe on YouTube to get further notifications on when new videos are presented.